Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to do this video as kind of an intro. I wanted to talk about the things that I'm going to be doing along with why I called this video what's really in my network IT bag. Part of the reason is because I was driving home and my bag is really packed right now, and I usually do a clean out every little while. Um, and I watched a couple videos just thinking, are these videos out there? Do people enjoy them, kind of thing? I really enjoy them, especially being right when I started in IT. I kind of looked for tools that I wanted to buy, and I was trying to look for lists and things that I would need to be prepared. And I mean, to be honest, I bought some things that I didn't think that I needed, or that I know that I didn't need now. So I want to show you the things that are in my bag now. A lot of different people have different things in their bags, especially on specialties. Like if you're a cable vendor, your stuff's going to be a lot different than mine. If you have a specific job role in networking or systems, whatever it is, you might have a different bag, a lighter bag, a larger bag, whatever it may be. But yeah, I'm an IT specialist, and what that means is I wear a lot of different hats. I do systems and networking, from APs to printers and installs to from firewalls to cabling, whatever it is. And I kind of live out of this bag. And so I guess I'll just start there. Um, this bag in general, I recommend it. It's Swiss Gear, and it's been through a lot. I've had it for about 10 years. My brother actually gave it to me though. I started out in networking about 7 years ago. I actually used a backpack originally, but my computer that my work gave me wouldn't fit in my backpack, so I started using this again. Been with this company about 3 years now, and it's really just been through a lot. Everything still works on it. I mean, that's why I just recommend it. My zippers work, my bottom of the bag is really intact, strap's great, it's my original, things like that. So I'm gonna rip this bag apart and I'll kind of show you what I have in it. There's a lot of stuff that I don't need. I kind of pack things in the bag as I go. I handle a lot of different sites, and I have a lot of users and a lot of different job responsibilities. So I go through a lot of things. So mainly this is going to be a clean out, but also I'll show you some key things. I'll show you what I'm throwing out, what I keep. But you don't got to overwhelm yourself, really. If you're just starting, stick with the basics, and you'll get stuff eventually. You'll throw stuff out, whatever. Also, if you're a veteran IT guy and you're watching this just because you like to watch tech films, I appreciate it. And you'll get to see what's in my bag here. And also, I'm going to be doing other videos. It's kind of just my introduction video to what I want to start doing, which is kind of showing day-to-day stuff and kind of taking the nervousness from people that are walking into their first tech jobs, real tech jobs. And not to say that help desk jobs aren't there, but field work can be overwhelming. There's a lot of different stuff you'll see, especially if you're contracting. I've contracted from healthcare to finance, manufacturers, plants. I've worked for a couple different really large enterprise companies. So let me get started here. Bag in general, I like this bag because it does fit my super big computer that they assigned me, but also because sometimes when I'm in server rooms, I can just plop it right on top. I can open it up and I can work right from my bag here, which is cool. That's something that I run into a lot. Server rooms get crowded, they're small, or there's just not a lot of desk space, especially with the keyboards being there in front of things. So instead of moving keyboards, sometimes I'll just plop down, especially if it's like quick config or something. But anyway, so let's start there. So I keep my computer in there. I'll just go kind of pocket to pocket. I guess we'll start here. Label tape. This is temporary label tape. I usually don't actually carry this, but it's been really nice. You just pull out a piece, rip it off, and then you write on it, and then you can kind of just like attach it to a cable if you're doing something temporarily. That's been really cool. I don't know. My labeler, which is a big deal. If you're in IT or if you're not, make sure you either have one or you just label your stuff. This is okay. Like this is definitely okay if you want to label your jacks and your your patch panels, that's fine. You know, as long I'd rather you label it with this than not label it at all. I have a label maker just from doing it so much. My bosses are big on it too, because there's nothing more frustrating when you're walking in. You got 70 different things coming up, and you really don't need to be toning out cables and stuff. Some of the things that I talk about, especially because I'm talking to maybe some new users, the terms that I use, if I'm talking about toning out or whatever, I'm going to get to those in my videos, and that's kind of the beauty of this introduction. So if I say something you don't understand, don't worry about it. It's going to come, or I'm definitely going to mention it. So my mouse, which is funny because I actually do have a wireless mouse, but I think, yeah. So for the past like 4 months, I've been using this mouse when I have my wireless, but it's been sitting on my desk. I took it out when I was on an on-call shift, so maybe I'll just toss that bad boy out now. Let's see here. Rollover cable, this is pretty specific to Cisco, the color. Physically, logically, everything's the same, but rollover cables, so you're talking your switches, your routers with. You got your serial to USB, that's, I mean, obviously important. Normally they only come, you know, RJ45 end here, so Ethernet end, to serial. I have a little adapter here because it's just the one that I happen to pick up. But I got this on Amazon for like 15 bucks. It's a TrendNet. It's worked pretty good. I've actually had other people go ahead and get that too. So if you want to pick that up, I don't know. I've never tried another one. I just had that one. So my Ethernet cable, this is I usually try to keep like a 10 to 25 footer in case I'm in a server room. I can plug in, and if a desk is farther away, instead of working off my bag, it's nice to have, especially if you know, if something needs a longer Ethernet cable, then I have one that I don't have to run back out to the truck. I can just plug it in, keep plugging away, and I'll just grab another one. If you're lucky enough to work for a company that provides that kind of thing, or, you know, it's just better than making them sometimes. This is all paperwork, and it's most likely just personal junk. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's just personal junk. Let's go through the paperwork, get all that out of there because I hate this stuff. Water bill, need that, gotta pay that. Hopefully I paid that. A lot of this is like IP numbers, port numbers, printer names. We're doing a conversion actually right now, almost done with it, from phone to Ethernet for our credit card system, so that's directions there. Yeah, that's all personal too. This looks like just notes. And I usually, so I have a tendency to grab a piece of paper, fold it in half, and write stuff on it when I'm working to the field. And I just stuff it in my bag because I'm not trying to litter their site. Notebook, I always carry a notebook. This one's blank, which is awesome. But I usually just tear out pages in case I'm not near a printer or whatever the case may be. So carry paper, it's important. That way you don't look like a fool when you're stumbling around looking for something to write on. This is a Meraki. So Cisco makes a really awesome access point. I was just introduced to it recently. We moved over from Aruba. Access points meaning wireless. So these are brackets. There's like a whole bracket mount that they provide. It's pretty cool. And I always keep them after I do them. I didn't need one for this. I'm not sure. I don't remember why. I think I just set it on the rack and moved on. But I'll get rid of that too. Jacks. So an outlet at a site will have a jack, obviously. Plug your Ethernet in there, but sometimes those go bad or the cable goes bad. You got to clip it and do another one. This is just a cap for it, but we'll go over all that stuff eventually, just to make it nice and tidy. And those just snap into a wall outlet, and they look real clean there. These are actually really expensive. I was surprised the first time I bought them. They're like, I don't know, like $3 or $5 a piece or something. Kind of crazy, considering how much ends are. Sorry, I live in Michigan. And it's freezing out. I got a kerosene heater. Obviously, I'm doing all my videos in my garage. But anyway, so I got a cold or I'm nasally or whatever, I'm sorry. Just an adapter here. A lot of our computers, we use Dell computers at our sites. They don't come with a VGA anymore, or at least the ones that we're ordering or we're speccing out. So this is a D-Media or digital media adapter. And I probably just had it and didn't need it. So if we have an older monitor that doesn't have the D-Media outlet, then we'll use one of these. But I'll get that out of my bag. 'Cause I try to keep my bag as light as I can. That's kind of the reason for the clean out. Ethernet cable. I usually keep one, so I'll keep this. I'm sure I'll find more. That's just if I'm on site and I need one real quick. I don't want to go walk all the way through the plant or all the way through the site just to grab an Ethernet cable. I always keep one on me. Tester. These are like $10, not even. They're really simple. Basically, there's two sides. I always carry Ethernet cables inside my case, but basically what this does is you turn it on, you got a blinking light, RJ11, RJ45. You hook it up, and basically there's 8 pins in an Ethernet cable plugged in the right side. And if the pins are good, it'll let you know. It'll blink each pin. If one of the pins is bad, so you're having a connection problem, you can test that out and see which one's which. We'll go through all this stuff. So I'm not going to try to dig too deep in this. I'm actually going to try to keep this nice and short. Just get this bag cleaned out, get you guys introduced to my channel. So put that back there. Turn it off because I don't like wasting batteries. Pretty good thing to have. Not something you'll use all the time, but nice to have when you're just frustrated and just don't understand why you're dropping off connection or don't have connection. CD case, obviously, I don't touch this thing ever. VirusScan, which is probably out of date, so let's get rid of that. A boot disk, emergency boot disk, never touch that. Hard drive. This is a 3-pass wipe, just in case I have to wipe something for like a client or something. I'll probably have to look at what's actually considered good now. Some drivers, some wireless drivers for these little chips I used to have, but they're gone. Little USB wireless. ActiveX, kind of a cool tool. I don't use it ever anymore because I'm in Enterprise. I've been in Enterprise for a really long time now, which means that I'm using Active Directory. So basically, we can reset passwords anytime we want. But if the local password is changed and it's a local site, I can still rip the password off with that. It's something you can download things like that online. A+ certification guide. Don't need that anymore. That was my first certification a long time ago. Make some room, make some weight out of my bag there. Good cert. It got me interviews. So let's say that. Network Plus. Don't need that anymore. Again, got me interviews. So which was cool. Starting out. Operating systems. More drivers, things like that. I kind of keep it around in case I need to grab something. Not a bad thing to have, so I leave that in my bag. Dig deep here. Some gobstoppers. Never know when you need some gobstoppers. Switch and router ears. They're to hook up. I'll go over that stuff. They basically hold. They hold the switch and the router in the rack, depending on what you're racking. And rack screws, good to have, but kind of heavy, to be honest, to have those in my bag. Don't need them. More, same thing, network screws, name tag, name tag magnets. Supposed to wear those, especially when we do new sites. More gobstoppers, don't need those. Let's keep going. Toner. This is Klein Tool. I know everyone likes Fluke Network. That's their thing. But if you've ever bought Fluke Network, you know it's expensive. This is actually a hand-me-down to me. It's actually worked really well. The only funny thing about it is that if you've ever used one of these, you know what the tone that's supposed to sound like. It's kind of like a beep sound, and mine's so old that all I get is that. So, but it works. Okay. So I'll put these back in here. Again, this is stuff that I'll go over, especially when we do wiring. I'll show you guys how to tone stuff. It's important. It's going to be a big thing. So, laptop charger, definitely need that. This is, so if you got like a power supply that dies or a motherboard that dies and you got a user that's got a bunch of information on their hard drive and the hard drive seems to be okay, you can hook this up for an internal to become an external hard drive. Plug it in my laptop via USB, so this sends in the hard drive, it sends in my computer, pull all their stuff off their user file, and go on my way. I don't use it a ton, but when I want it, or instead of doing a transfer a different way, it's really just to have, and it's actually really lightweight. They're pretty cheap, and also unfortunately cheaply made. So yeah, I think this one actually I gotta like hold it in a perfect position or whatever, but I don't mind because I don't use it that much. Power cable, universal power cable for computers or for printers, whatever. Phone cord, need that. Some more notes, don't want that, and it looks like a pen. Yep, pen. It's thinking maybe a Sharpie. Anyway, so I bought this a long time ago. This is the Amazon Basics. I actually like the brand. I bought this years and years ago. And originally, it used to be really organized and everything was great. This is for my toner. I'll explain that one day. I had this screwdriver set that was like a nice little case. I'm sure most of you either had it or have bought it. It had like a bazillion little bits in it. I've had this for a really long time and it has come in handy. I've lost most of my bits, so I eventually put them in this bag. Basically, they'd fall out in this case and I'd open it up and they'd fall out and be gone, so whatever. Originally, I had like a terabyte hard drive and a bunch of USBs and blah, blah, blah. Thought that, everything was going to stay organized. It doesn't. There's the cord for the hard drive. Pair of tweezers in case you drop something. Just stuff that I've gathered. This is actually a fishing tool, but it's got a little screwdriver set, so I've kept it. Every now and then, it's got like a nice poker on it that I can jam stuff through like a screw hole or whatever. Rack screws, again, multiple rack screws. I'll leave those. Even though I don't like to keep weight in my bag, I also don't like to go to my car again. Connectors, obviously, those are in need. I usually keep them with my my jack, but I'll put those back in. Sharpie, good for labeling. This is just a little phone splitter, either faxes or credit card machines, whatever. Sometimes it's nice to be able to split it if they're not using the line at the same time. Just one into two. Good pair of electrician scissors. I'll go over these because honestly, there's kind of a way to like use them and straighten out the cable. That's the point of them. But also they have these little teeth on them, so it makes a real nice cut, especially when you're making patch cables. Some of these will wear out. I've talked to contractors and they'll say that they'll wear them out. I've had mine for a real long time. Again, I'm not a cable guy, or I'm not a cable vendor rather. So mine stay in pretty good shape. Eventually, I'm sure I'll need a pair, but these are Fluke Network. These are like $30. You can get them cheaper. Just make sure you get a decent pair. The first pair I ever bought, they lasted like 2 months, and then there was little dents in the teeth and stuff, and it created a crummy cut. So just invest in something decent. A little USB. I use this is our image actually for my work. So whenever I have to go something on the fly, plug that in, and then my laptop acts as the Go server. A little baggie, pen, and then this is stuff from my old toner. I got like a $20 toner originally, and it broke real quick. I mean, it worked though for like 6 months, and then the lights started going out. So this is looks like a Shopkins. I got 2 daughters, so that's bound to end up in my bag. Right away, I'm seeing this trusty steak knife. I'm guessing that's lunchtime. I don't know. That's just weight in my bag again. Zip ties. So I hate zip ties. I've even heard, I've never done it or encountered it, but I heard if you zip tie something too tight, you can mash the cables together for a network cable, and actually you'll get problems out of them. So I try not to use them, but they're better to have than to not have, because if you're gonna leave someone's stuff messy, especially if you're contracting, they're not gonna be too thrilled with you. So I'd rather zip tie something lightly, make it look nice and organized, and then have to come back and clip them. The reason I don't like them too is because when I try to come back and make a change, I gotta clip off the zip tie, and it's super frustrating sometimes. Because then I gotta pull out another zip tie, and it doesn't seem that bad, but wait till you do it about 500 times, then you're done with it. So I keep them no matter what. Like, this is probably something that I installed, and I use Velcro instead of the zip ties, but I kept them. Crimper. So this is like a $5 crimper. I've actually had this my entire career. It's all rusted. I've actually worn the brand off of it, but it works. I don't cable a ton. It's just when I need to re-terminate something, get something working again. So I kind of, I just put it in there, crimp it off. There's some really nice ones, and they're like 20 bucks. I don't know why I'm so cheap, but you'll feel the spring and the clicks in them, and they're super nice. This one's just a chop and go. Maybe I'll invest in a new one of those someday, but until then, it works. Let's see what else I got. I'm trying to make this super quick, so sorry. Batteries for this guy. Whenever I leave it on, it takes like 17,000 batteries, so I always have extras. Two's not going to do it. Screwdriver. I got my flathead on this one. Mainly because I don't use it a lot. I like it when I'm racking or I'm doing outlets, because the screws are so long I can just kind of whip through it. Or when I just need a flathead real quick, I grab it in my bag and have this. It's got other bits on it too, and I like that. I like the thicker bits because I got skinnier bits too for as far as the Phillips head, because sometimes when you're doing something in a cubby or something, the screw doesn't want to hold on to the smaller one or the larger one as far as the Phillips bit. So when you're either pulling it out or you're going into a small space, that screw will drop down, then I gotta get my pliers, and it's just a whole mess. So, but I don't like using this one as much, even though I bought it specifically to be my primary. I don't tend to use it. I actually use this, I hope that I didn't drop it. I drop screwdrivers constantly. Nope, I got it. This was pretty nice. I found this at a site, actually a manufacturing plant, and I kept it. It's got a really nice magnet in it, and it really clicks in there, and actually the magnet seems to drive through the bit, so it'll actually hold on to the screw. And when people tell you computers and magnets don't mix, they don't. But not when it comes to your screwdriver. Just get a magnetic screwdriver. If this was magnetic, I wouldn't use this, honestly. But I don't want to buy another one, so that's what I got. Same thing here, my punch down tool. You'll learn a lot about these if you don't have one already. I got my high and low here, where it's a little bit different. I know that you guys are used to the triangle, the other way, versions, and usually the high and low is right here. This is actually like the cheapest one you can find. I never even punched anything down before I bought this. I just wanted to have one and be prepared, which isn't a bad idea. So, I got my 66 and then my 110 right there, and they're nice and reversible. It's not, it's not the greatest tool, but it does work. I mean, it flips pretty easily. That's actually the toughest time I've had in a while flipping that one, but it works, and that's what I got. But I don't think I'd buy the other one, actually. I actually like how this feels when I'm punching things down. It's a little bit longer too. I got kind of longer hands, so when I want to punch something down in like a weird spot, I can kind of use it a little bit better because it's longer. I've seen some really short ones that I haven't cared for. I've used a lot of short ones. Flashlight, no battery because I have a phone, so I never use that. But it's like 2 grams. So network cable cutter at first, yes. This is a really cheap one, but it's because I quickly learned that I just use my scissors and just round it off real quick, and there's no point in me taking that out, but it's just been in my bag. Again, like a gram, another battery, another screwdriver. I like these screwdrivers. There's actually a bit that can go on the end, that can go on the end of a drill and use as an extension, which is cool. I've never done it. Honestly, I found this and I used it for a real long time. I like it because it's got the flathead on the other side, which is cool. But yeah, so just an extra screwdriver in case I drop one or whatever. I don't take it out of my bag. Sticky notes. Try to steal as many as you can. Usually they have stacks like that big, and you just tear them off the top. It's kind of shiesty, but I like sticky notes, and I don't get them ever. Anyway, good for labeling stuff, whatever, if you need a quick note. More zip ties. Just like that. Like a printer, power cord, I guess. I'll keep it around, but fork for lunch. Stuff that ends up in your bag sometimes. Just checking out my pockets here. Credit card holder, or not credit card holder, business card holder. A lot of people will give you business cards. I just try to be polite, and I got this for free, so I just stuffed it in my bag. And I mean, the last people that you got a card from, it's nice when you pull it out and act like you're like really serious about it, even though I'm just the IT guy and I'm not the director, so, you know. Anyways, and sometimes you need them. I mean, sometimes you meet vendors that you got to talk to again, but needle nose pliers, never used them, very small. Maybe if I lost my tweezers, I'll go and grab something. I don't know. I'll keep them around. Little tiny screws. I don't know what that's ever from. Get that out of there. More rack screws. Don't need those. I got some in the bag already. Phone cords. My line of work, we got a lot of PBX still. So we're moving everything to VoIP right now. But I'll keep one. This one looks a little thicker, so I'll throw that one in my truck and just keep it around. Phone cable, obviously, sometimes, especially if you're on the phone a lot with vendors or whatever, working with other people, and then that's just a little USB power adapter. And then a patch cable. Don't need that because I have one already. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, no, actually, here. This is, so I don't have any USBs because I've lost like 19 of them since yesterday. But I got one on my keychain finally here. It's like a 6 gig. I got it for free. I just stuffed it on there, and honestly, it's become, so your keys, like you always have mine, especially if you're going into like a survey or just, you know, sometimes I won't take my bag in because I don't feel like it, and that's okay, because I can always go out and grab it, but sometimes I just want to do something real quick, so I got a little knife in case I just want to cut stuff open real quick, like a box or something, or cut a zip tie and just take a look at something. Kind of nice. I know guys that hold knives all the time, and I tried to do it. I just kept losing them. They'd fall out my car, or you know, I just forget to put it on my belt in the morning. So I'm just not that guy. But and then a little universal tool. I met a cool technician that had a lot cooler one than this, but I didn't chalk up the money for it, so I got this one. But it's got a little Phillips, and so it goes on my keychain like that, and it kind of holds itself. But it's got a little Phillips and a little flathead on it. And then it's got a little pair of pliers, which has come in handy a few times, especially if I'm in a site and you know, I'm looking at an outlet and I'm wondering, is the outlet split or is it not? You know, for phone, is there a Cat5 cable going to it? You know, so a lot of times in our sites we'll split a Cat5 cable, or the vendors used to, or we take over a site and they'll split one Cat5 cable to two voice drops. And so I'm wondering, you know, I see 2 voice drops, I need 1 data and I don't need the voice. I'll take the plate off, and it's nice. So I'll just kind of real quick undo it and be like, I'm good there. I don't need to order a drop or anything, but that's about it. Yeah, so if you want to keep watching, subscribe, like it. If you guys have any comments or anything, let me know what you think, or if there's anything you want me to look at, or you think I should add to my bag, or if you have questions about anything, yeah, just let me know. Thanks.